Alrighty, hello everyone. Hopefully y'all are doing a good night. I am joined by AT's Snipe tonight as we are going to be casting the. Let me move away from there. As we will be watching 1TR versus SKL. Should be a pretty good match, I believe. I don't know about your opinions on this right now, Snipe.
Hello, good evening, everyone, and yeah, I'm hoping so. Despite SKL on the live server, we do know they have a good core group of people, so should be a pretty good fight. I'm looking forward to it. Interested to see how this match plays out. Obviously, there's been a bunch over the last couple of days, and so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out and see if habits are forming, or if they're gonna keep being unique, kind of the way they play out.
Yeah, and I know 1TR ran into some issues yesterday. They were supposed to be playing 17 Brazilian, 17 BR, and they were not. So that kind of threw them into contention. And now they're playing tonight. So they're already in a little bit of a mindset change, changing up their opponents who they were going to play.
Yeah, I don't know how much people, in these early kind of exhibition games, is that what they're being called? Or qualifiers, I guess they're called qualifiers. How the qualifiers are being played out, I really don't know how much the outfits are actually catering their strategy based on the outfits they paired with, or if these qualifiers are just kind of going for it, just basing their strategy more on the map, and then. But we all know once it gets to the finals, that will be a huge part of their strategy. So hopefully, as the tournament continues, we can get some of those hiccups resolved, and yeah, just allow the teams to perform the best.
Yeah, I mean, every time we've seen the map so far, we've seen a different start. At least the three matches I've seen have all had a different start over the starting the match. You know, some tried to go in. I was watching one match earlier today, and there was a snipe. They sniped the base with 20 seconds left. 1 versus 4 managed to drop into Bitter Gorge and secure it from boys, and managed to get two of the bases that they were hoping to get, and were able to push in that match pretty early, just by being able to actually snipe a base.
I mean, that can be pretty demoralizing too. That early on in a match. A lot of these players are pretty experienced. I know there's still lots of veterans from server smashes and stuff like that. So you would hope that stuff like that wouldn't get to them, but it easily could. Thinking that you're securing the lead and then in 20 seconds losing it, that's pretty tough early on. So um, you were saying what are you thinking here? You're thinking TR is going to go down to the south there. You think that was the play? I believe you said earlier.
So no one won TR. They are big components on live of going for tech plants. They love to attack tech plants. So Satcom is a modified tech plant. So I could see him going for Satcom. And I personally believe it's going to be one of the harder bases to crack in a match because of how close you only have 1 point close to the actual spawn room compared to the others. You got one on the roof, one on the second floor. So if you can hold the balcony, you can just shoot down and hold them outside that point for a long time as well. So it's an easy base to hold, in my opinion. Not really sure if you've looked at it too much and seen how it looks.
So this is my first, assisting here with the actual match. So this is my first time actually seeing the map in person. So what I've caught so far is through other streams. So you don't get quite the same feel, obviously. So I'm really not sure. I agree with everything you said as far as that base. As far as the other opener bases, I'm not really too, I don't know, too sure. The middle base, Granite Head Reactor,
Yep.
is definitely an interesting one because of especially off the start while it's a neutral base. Because again, the 1 point's really close to the spawn, the other 2 points are pretty far away, which means it'll play out completely different once it flips. And so I don't know if it's going to be beneficial to actually try to take that one early, or if that's one because only 1 point's close to the spawn, the other 2 points are pretty far away. If that's maybe one of those that you go, you know what, that's gonna be easier to capture actually after the fact. So maybe we'll see. Well, maybe we'll see him hit the flanks and then maybe slug it out in the middle. But I'm definitely interested to see and wait. I did get one. I would say, yeah, someone did request that my volume get turned up
Yep.
slightly.
I
Just
turned you up about 4 decibels, so we'll see how that is.
Sounds good. We're looking about just under 5 minutes until match start.
Yeah, and then we were talking earlier before this. Since I am also a member of the AT outfit, so I do play with y'all quite a bit. One of the things is SKL. If I were to move over to one of the other maps, if I could view it, kind of. Oh, it's kind of bugged right now, so I can't really view anything. But SKL manages to take a lot of bases because they are a much bigger outfit than 1TR. So I wonder if they're going to continuously get resources in. You know, having a guy continuously building OSs, building whatever you need, managing your stockpile of everything. So you're getting managing that, maybe having one guy that's there turning in resources, building whatever you need that you're going to be using throughout the match may be actually helpful.
I mean,
But I don't know if they can do that or not.
yeah, I mean, it's a big question about how the programming works. Did the devs think of this? Did they plan around it? Can the system even handle it, et cetera, et cetera? There's lots of questions there. In your previous matches, were you seeing a lot of the outfit armory use?
I've seen some anvils, saw some OSs. I mean, we saw a perfect OS. I don't know if you were watching last night from 17BR and NCCR. NCCR dropped a perfect OS with about 30 seconds left. I think it was maybe a couple seconds too early, in my opinion, but it managed to kill all the pushing maxes and push them back in their spawn. It gave them a 10-second gap, so it made it they had to push in with no support and try to get on point at, I believe that was Omega or Alpha. It may have been Alpha, and take the base, but they lost it and they won the war with 40 seconds left in the alert. So they managed to actually get that win.
I mean, that is one thing to keep in mind, that these matches aren't as long as our typical alerts on the live servers, and orbital strikes take 15 minutes to craft. So I don't know about orbital strikes, but something like your heavy anvils, right? Those are only 5 minutes, and sunderers could be key, getting those spawns. So maybe that's where your play is maybe just things, kind of screw it and dropping heavy anvils just to get sundies up everywhere.
Yep.
And being able, those are only, I believe, remembering off the top of my head correctly, they're only
50?
5-minute craft.
Yep. Fit and 50 green
Yeah,
to get
so
those up.
I mean that's pretty. That might be more beneficial than say the orbital strikes. Just leave those few key ones in your pocket, but maybe just pumping out anvils might be a way to go. And like you said, SKL definitely has the size to be able to continue to rack in those points. Whether or not they can, whether or not it transfers over, we'll have to ask them and see, based on the results of the match.
Yep. So I did put a poll up in chat for anyone that wants to see what chat thinks is going to win. I'm going with, I think 1TR will win is my guess. I don't know who you're guessing on today. Or tonight, I guess is the better word.
I think I'm going to give the edge to 1TR, but that's just because, like I said, I know SKL has a kind of core group of good players. It's hard to know, because obviously when they're on the live servers, they're kind of mixed and there's just kind of like two platoons running around. So it's hard to get a good feel of the best face they can put forward. So that's one reason why I'm excited to see this match, is actually see, okay, who are they actually putting forward? What type of fight are they actually going to put up? But I think it's going to be, one way or another, I think this match is going to be interesting.
I 100% agree. I think it may be the best match for the Emerald tonight, personally. But we will see how it works out.
We're at a minute till start.
Yep. You gonna head over to the SKL side?
Yes, sir. I'm already over there looking at them. They, I don't know, are we good to talk about what we're seeing?
Yep, because we're at 48 seconds, so it'll be gone before.
I am seeing a lot of sides. I see about 2 gals. Actually, a couple dwarvishes. So that's kind of interesting to see.
I mean, your NSO are able to get in, so.
Yep, you're able to join up in outfits now.
Yep. Yeah, same on TR side. I see 4 different galaxies probably, and then a bunch of scythes, so some repair gals, so probably ways to spawn in your guys. We'll see how that works out.
So I'll say, yeah, so over here there's 1 repair gal and 1 just regular gal. We're getting ready to go.
Yep. 5 seconds. I will say it seems like chat is split right now based on typing, that it's about mix between 1TR and SKL. And timer has started. There we go. We are off. Oh, and there is a dervish on the 1TR side too. I see it now. I'm going to try and follow this guy, see what he does. Oh, they're just bailing. So much air.
Yep, in the middle, they're definitely starting to slug it out a little bit. Interesting enough, I see a couple SKL fighters just kind of hanging back. I'm not sure what their plan is.
I think SKL decided to go for air superiority because it looked like 1TR just dropped.
Oh yeah, yeah, I am seeing sides chase mosquitoes. It's not just a, you know, kind of scare them off. They're definitely hunting them down. So, interesting tactic here at the start. I mean, these bases are, you know, do take a little bit of time to cap. So maybe that's a get that air dominance and then control the match from there.
I'm watching some of the 1TR go down. There goes one Galaxy, and a second Galaxy's about to die from 1TR over here at Bitter Gorge. And, oh, there it goes down. But they did drop an anvil. Looks like it is Cox. He's pulling a Sunday and going to be deploying that Sunday. Hopefully he can get it somewhere safe and deploy it.
I think you are right over here at SATCOM. The TR are definitely over here in force. They've dropped in AMSs with the heavies. Not a lot of SKL over here.
I think a lot of the SKL is still in the air, personally. I think they decided to go for an air opener and take the air. Yep. 1TR is over here. They've got Bitter Gorge. Yep, Bitter Gorge. They've got a Sunday place, too, and it's deployed away from where the air can get it. If the air wants to get it, they're going to have to actually fight underground, so that's going to make it a little bit harder to get to. You're over at S. I wonder how Granite's looking. Looks like SKL is going to be holding Granite. 1TR's kind of just said, screw it. There's one Valk here just kind of harassing them, but there's no meaningful force here at Granite Head, really.
SKL started to arrive over here at SATCOM. If you want to head this way, they're kind of slugging it out on the top roof here. It looks like they finally cleared off the few TR aircraft that were here.
Oh, I see a harasser.
There's quite a bit of armor actually over here at SATCOM as well.
I think they just lost the roof too. Yep. SKL's taken the roof, so 1TR's wiped off the roof. Now they can just work their way down.
As you mentioned though, kind of those tech plants, even though it's a modified tech plant, 1TR is pretty good at holding those, so now that they just have the 2 points on the inside.
They're losing one though. Charlie Point's fallen.
Interesting, alright.
I wonder if they decided to give up. You know, everyone knows they love tech plants. Maybe they decided to fake the tech plant and pull all the SKL here.
I mean, I don't know, because they're losing the middle, they're fighting out over there, and it's basically a ghost tab at Gorge Garrison. And now here's where you were mentioning you saw the other day, where this is a prime time to come in and swoop and steal this. So let's see if any SKL are headed this way. Granted is 15 seconds.
Yep, or if we have 1TR coming this way to capture SATCOM, but I don't...
A single scythe was headed this way, and he hovered, I think, to bail, and a prowler just sniped him right out of the sky. So I do not think SKL is heading over here. Granite is going to go to 1TR.
Granite's going to 1TR? They managed to drop on Granite and secure it? Or you mean, oh, Bitter Gorge, not Granite.
Yeah, correction, yes. My apologies, Bitter. Yeah. Yep. They are dropping on Granite. I do not know if they're going to be able to flip it. They're flipping one of the points right now. Actually, I'm not sure who's... Yep. TR just took 2 of the points with 45 seconds left.
Yep. So, yep, and they're going to manage to probably take this and hold this. SKL, they did what I thought I would have done. I would have pushed a lot of forces into, whatchamacallit. I figured 1TR would go for the tech plant, but they didn't do that. And I'm just sitting here watching 1TR's slowly killing off the last of the SKL that's here. It's so hard with them being blue. It's just hurting my brain.
Yeah. So I still got more SKL dropping at Granite. Are they going to be able to get one of those points? It does not look like it. it looks like it's gonna go to 1TR.
Actually, Charlie Point has been secured by 1TR. They managed to push
Yeah.
in, take it last second too. So now that's 2 of the opening bases went to 1TR with SKL taking just 1. Now, how do you push this? Do you push Slate or do you push Hydroponics, or do you push both and see which one you can get? But SKL is already pushed forward to Nexus Secure Substation, so I'm going to head over that way if I remember which way it is.
And I'll wait to see which way SKL moves. Correction, 1TR. Which way 1TR moves.
Doesn't help if you fall under the map.
So it does look like SKL staying here, trying to keep the fight here at the middle base at Granite.
And, you know, this is one of those bases that you're talking about that's got such a long run, but I don't see a whole lot of 1TR or SKL here. I see 1TR just pushing in with a little bit more forces, I think. They may be able to wipe this out, especially with, you know, multiple medics playing support.
Interesting. It looks like most of the infantry of 1TR pulled out of Granite, but they have some sides showing up to help harass the SKL that's here. So where did the 1TR go then?
I've got probably a squad plus over here at Nexus Substation. They're just slowly working their way in. They're dying, but I think they just managed to wipe out the last member of SKL, so they're going to resecure this point. Now the question is SKL coming in with a drop? I hear, nope, it's just a mosquito in the sky.
1TR has a solid squad. I'm not sure if there's 2. I only see 1 beacon right now over at Slate. Meanwhile, a squad of NC just spawned in and they're starting to push out.
Yep. So I did see the poll that I did. It was 70% said that 1TR will win. So we'll see how that works.
I just saw an anvil come in on the 1TR side, so they are utilizing those.
There's a squad plus here at SKL holding Charlie Point at Granite Head. And Banshees are raining down. That sound.
There's a mosquito here using rocket pod instead of Banshee, and I'm really confused. Ooh, they managed to get in, even though there was 2 mosquitoes here to help support the push. They're temporarily flipping the point. The 1TR do still have a beacon over at Slate. I am not sure what happened to their Sunderer. They pulled one, but now it's not there.
Is it Cloak?
It might be Cloak. Let me get closer, see if I can find out.
There's a lot of 1TR spawning in now, trying to push in to take Granite Head. They've managed. It looks like they're about to take Alpha Point. I need to head down there, but without glitching.
I do not see the Sunny, so unless it's underneath. Let me go underneath, see if they put one down here. I do not. I'm not sure what happened to it, actually. It was there 1 second, and then I was looking at something else, and apparently it might have blown up.
Yep, so 1TR has managed to resecure. Oh no, they didn't get in time. So Granite Head has fallen to SKL now. Now it's up to 1TR to try and hold this and get it back. So we'll have to see how that works for them. They managed to get the Alpha Point, but it was just a moment too late. They didn't get enough time on it. They're dropping in on Charlie Point. I don't know if they're going to be able to wipe the members of SKL that are here. There's quite a few of them.
So 1TR did manage to get back on the point at Slate Canyon. There's a minute 40 left on this cap. They still have mosquitoes overhead helping pick off the NC infantry as they go into the open. It looks like TR are reinforcing here, so maybe they'll be shifting people here to make sure this one goes through.
They do still have a connection there, so they didn't lose that connection based on Granite Head. And they managed to pull a lot of NC here. It's 60% NC at this base, so that's a lot of NC, or SKL, not NC, that are fighting over that. So, and I mean, this is a long run. This base has a long run that these Banshees can really just screw over anyone pushing. And
real quick, while we're still early in the match, based on your knowledge, up the top of the screen, there's some scores. You want to go ahead and break that down for our viewers to let them know what they're looking at?
Yeah, so you'll have the icon. Now there's I can turn off my overlay, which is basically kills and everything. You'll be left with the 2 faction icons. So it looks like 1TR has the Ukraine flag. They currently hold 4 bases, where SKL holds 5 bases. And I'm not exactly sure what the middle is 100%, but it's basically, in the case of a tiebreaker, that is what will be used to figure out the who goes to the playoffs. And then when I turn back on my overlay, you will see kills, vehicles, and revives, and then the factions that are set up. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a help seeing what is there. I'm not.
So right now we're seeing SKL with more revives, pretty even on the kills. Although right now these Banshees are racking up the kill count right now, and Slate Canyon just fell to 1 TR.
Yep. I mean, and they didn't even have to use a OS, which this is a perfect base for an OS. They have to run across those bridges. So if you can OS in between the bridges, they got nowhere to go. But now the question is, I don't see SKL pushing anywhere. I think they're all on defense right now, and they lost that defense. But now we're going to move to the 7-minute base, so that's going to be a little bit interesting.
Question is, I mean, so SKL did take over Slate. Does TR try to get this and push that 7-minute base, or are they going to try to shore up their defense here?
They have to shore this up.
Other middle ones, yeah, try to get one of those middle ones back up and running.
I mean, at most you have to get this point back. However you do that, because otherwise you can't touch that base. So
again, for our viewers, just to fill you in, so in order to allow same factions to fight in this new outfit war system for this season, basically the teams are assigned. One team is assigned TR, the other team is assigned NC, despite the actual faction they're running. And so they created a secondary coding system based on that. And currently you're unable to alter those colors. So yes, unfortunately SKL, even though they are VS and they should be purple and we can change the map colors, we cannot change
no timer
the
at
HUD
alpha
colors to purple. So that's just kind of a limitation and something that the devs are aware about and they are going to be working on. Hopefully before the next wave of qualifiers, we will see that being patched.
Yep, we're kind of just at the mercy of the devs. We don't control any of this. This isn't Server Smash. We're just casting it for the community so y'all can see what's going on inside these matches. I'm over here at Granite Head right now, and 1TR managed to get all 3 points and had it about halfway down, but they've been wiped out here, so.
Yeah, SKL does not, it looks like they do not want to give up this middle base, which who knows, that might be to 1TR's advantage. Maybe sink them in again, pull them in with a pop sink and try to hit something else. Now, let's see here, SATCOM, I'm going to head over there, see what's going on. Currently, TR has 3 of the points, and again, they just lost 1 of the points.
Yeah, once you have all 3 points, it's only like a 2-minute cap, so if you can hold all 2 points, that timer goes down very quickly.
Interesting. So SKL did get 1 of the points back over here at SATCOM, and it was one of the inside ones. So once again, they seem to be getting into these inside points relatively easily, which was not what we were saying was going to happen with 1TR.
Well, this is the Charlie point. This is the one I figured you would give up, and you hold Alpha and Bravo, but they're losing Bravo, which is on the roof as well. Maybe this is a pop seek. I don't see a whole lot of pop here. I don't know where all the pop is. I can do a heat map.
Both the points are inside, and so A and C are relatively close to each other, so they can help support each other. So actually, my thought was the top one on top is the weak link. You pull some Valks, you drop some Beacons, you can get your whole platoon up there relatively easily. And obviously, as defenders, you have to split your forces. Now, granted, once again, the Mosquitoes are here. They are helping control the top here, but they can't quite get the angle to shoot the guys on the inside.
No. But it looks like they are on point.
They're pushing
Bravo
right now. Slate Canyon looks like it was just held. It looks like both teams kind of pulled their pop out of there, so that's kind of interesting.
Yep, I see a Valk, though, coming in, so I think this is probably Chef, so we're probably going to see a drop. And they have pop on the outside with the Banshees just going ham.
So early on, we saw SKL go hard on the aircraft, and since then, it has been 1TR dominating the air.
Oh, man. I would hate to be in that room, A point here at Slate Canyon. There's just Banshees, rocket pods, everything just firing into that A point. But no infantry.
There's really only one window in that one doorway that Mosquitoes can actually get the angle on, so I don't know how much help they're actually being at this particular fight. They might need to start getting out and helping push on foot.
I mean, they are pushing them off the point itself, though. That is another thing. You can do Still Rain here. Seeing that from Finger. So they can drop Still Rain here and pull their entire pop if they want to to a base with Steel Rain, bring in maxes or whatever they needed. But it looks like SKL is going to hold, retake Slick Canyon. I don't know what 1TR is going to do in the place of this. But, I mean...
Looks like both teams are kind of keeping an eye on Granite. They're not committing a whole lot of forces right now, but they're slowly kind of whittling away at it. So both teams need to keep a very careful eye on that or could get away from them. Obviously, right now, it would be hurtful to SKL because they're the ones that own it.
Yep, and if 1TR gets it, if they could trade that for Slate, yeah, it's a point, but it's still a if you have 5 points at the end, you win. So it's all about either capture the Alpha Nexus, which is the way to win, or capture the base itself, or capture more bases. So you have to do one of the two things to get the win off. You're not going to do just anything.
But obviously, in order to win, it's like alerts on live. Whoever has the most bases.
Yes.
Now I know, like you said, the points that are up there in the middle there. I know those go towards like your points that factor into the qualifying scores, and that's going to lead into the final bracket and stuff. Do we know how those points are earned?
I haven't seen how they're earned. I don't know if it's base capture. I haven't seen how it's earned.
You know, time owning bases. Like if you're, you know, are you slowly ticking up points because, like right now, SKL just captured a base, so they're back up to 5. Is SKL going to start earning points now because they're in the lead, or that'll be one thing that we kind of should figure out here as the tournament goes on, because don't forget, with these qualifiers, it is all about those points. So not only do you want to win, you want to win with a lot of points, and so that's going to be another thing that helps affect strategies going forward as we all learn this new system.
Yep. I mean, I'm not exactly sure yet. I'm sure someone in chat may know. Hopefully they can give us some insight. But I haven't looked into it yet. So we'll see. Man, there's a lot of dead 1TR here on the Bravo point at SATCOM. They just revived.
SKL just, you can see him streaming out of the spawn room on the mini-map there. There are quite a bit of TR vehicles outside. Or at least a Prowler and a Sunder. I thought there was more. Yep, there is a few more. So that's kind of interesting. They're helping clear out the air, but that's not really helping the points.
I mean, clearing the air.
I mean, the bases are designed pretty well, so like they don't have a really good angle on the infantry running from spawn, but you still think they would try to get in a position to help.
Oh, that poor Sky Guard.
So 1TR has gotten all 3 points at Granite with a minute left. SKL is re-securing B point as we speak. So again, not a lot of commitment here by 1TR, but they're just slowly chipping it away, trying to get low enough. And you got to imagine if it gets low enough, they'll make the call just to bring everyone in to finish it off.
I mean, they just lost the Bravo point here at SATCOM. They had a Banshee that was doing some work, but you've got 2 platoons of SKL here. Now's the time to drop everyone there. Timer's probably, what, 45 seconds now, if not less?
At Granite, it's 20, yeah. If 1TR is going to pop dump it, now's the time. And I mean, I do see some drop pods coming in. I see a bunch of Valks and guys jumping out of the Valks, so it does look like they are doing that. They are going to do their best to recapture
and I mean,
base.
It's a quick time once you have all 3 points, less than 2 minutes. So
SKL did get on A. Are you here observing? Oh yeah.
I am. I'm flying into A right now. Watch SKL clear it.
But that's not enough because they clearly had the other 2 points. So once again, we flip. They are slugging it out, trading it back and forth.
Yep. This is actually interesting because most bases, it's one team is just pushing for that warp gate as quickly as they can, but here they're not doing that. And there's a SKL Max, and it's just getting, Cox is just hitting it with a rocket launcher and then pulls out the car to finish it. Freaking evil.
So 1TR, they did get back at Slate. We're at almost halfway through the cap. They are bringing, it looks like more people are dropping in. I wonder if they're going to shift their pop over here now to try to, once again, resecure this base. Get them that link again.
I mean, SKL is pushing in here. They have a beacon up, but no one is getting out. So I don't know exactly what their plan is here. Maybe get 2 points, try and work the timer down. Oh, there goes the mosquito.
We're at 25 minutes, so we are about halfway through the match, right? It was 45-minute timer?
45-minute timer, yes, sir.
So yeah, so we're about halfway through the match. You know, that middle base, I think that is the play. So you just got to slowly whittle it down and then commit at the end.
How's Slate looking right now?
So let's see here. So TR is on point. We have SKL pushing in a little bit. Once again, Banshee support. Trying to get a good angle to see what's actually going on inside the building.
Ooh, it
So
looks
SKL
good.
owns the bottom, TR owns the top, but the TR has lost their numbers. Looks like SKL will be resecuring. Now the question is more 1TR on the way?
I see Cox here, so I'm assuming he's going to be the point with Shax, but they've managed to resecure the point almost. There's only 2 TR or 4 SKL left. And they're being held off the point by the qualifier, the Banshee. So they're just holding them to the stairs. So if they can get it, they can restart this timer pretty quickly. And yep, there goes SKL. They've all died here. So now 1TR is holding the point again. Looks about a squad, maybe 2 squads worth of people here.
And SKL did not hold that long. They did not delay it by that much time. So that's a little unfortunate to see. However, it looks like there is over at Granite. That timer is moving. Once again, 1TR is going to have to kind of keep an eye on it.
And the Banshees are back. They're just spraying down that spawn room. Lots of maxes, though. AA maxes. I don't know if it'll be enough, though.
Also, it looks like SKL is trying to do a ghost cap of Nexus Secure. They sent a few people over there. Not a lot of pop. Most of SKL right now looks like they are at Granite Head trying to flip this in their favor. 1TR has a point, and they are pushing the next point, beginning to secure it. Actually, no, it looks like SKL redeployed out, actually. Their pop has disappeared from Granite.
I think their pop is here at Slate. I'm seeing a lot of pop pushing across this bridge. It may be time to use one of your OSs. Drop it on the bridge to get them to pull back. 20 seconds, an OS will stop them for, 10 seconds. That's enough, especially if they're pushing with maxes. They're crushing the bridges now. They have one control of the bridges.
Yep, and they do have one full squad over here at Nexus Secure. Let's see if they can hold out the 1TR that are going to be responding. And the Banshees cannot affect this fight. There is no angle into that building for Banshees.
SKL's managed to get on point. It looks like 2 of them. They're wiped out, and there it goes. Slate Canyon has been retaken by 1TR. Now, there's a lot of maxes here they need to clean up. But once they do that, they can move on to the next base.
So if you're SKL at this point, do you go all in, try to reinforce Nexus Secure so at least you trade?
I'd say yes, take Nexus Secure, drop maybe a squad or 2 on Alpha, and if you're holding Alpha, they're going to have to respond because they want to get they don't want you to get the timer down on Alpha, because that's match over. And if I was 1TR, I'd do the same thing right now. I'd be having some guys stay here, and I'd put a few guys forward on Omega and start capping Omega personally. Get that timer moving. If it's hitting your work rate, you're going to be more likely to respond. I'm looking at Granite Head right now, and it looks like 1TR has managed to resecure this. About 4 guys here.
SKL did indeed reinforce Nexus Secure, so it looks like they will be capping this. Let's see if TR can get here and do something to get them out. Once again, I mean, once these reinforcements get inside the building, these mosquitoes aren't going to help at all.
Yep. I mean, or if you're 1TR, do you just like try and make them think you're pushing here and start that timer and get that timer on Nexus going? Get your pop ready for Nexus and try and get that 7-minute timer going.
So SKL did not keep the points at Granite Head. They should have kept at least one of those points. We now have a cap happening at Hydroponics. That's going to do the cutoff. I would say actually go for Hydroponics over Nexus.
Yeah. I mean, a win's a win, right?
SKL's pushing so hard, go for the cutoff. It's, that's one of the 2 cutoffs that are available on this map. I mean, go for it.
1TR is making a push here at Nexus Secure. There's a couple of guys died on point, but I don't know if they would be able to clear it. They've got maxes now. They're dying in droves, but they're killing the SKL maxes. This reminds me of Server Smash. Just throw the resonate, accept the revive.
Yep. Accept revive, take a step forward. Accept revive, take a step forward. You just got to get in behind the enemy. Once you guys are with giving the people on the inside, it works. Now, one thing to keep in mind too is these are the actual live accounts of the players. Whereas before, when we would do Server Smash and those types of events, they were using temporary accounts. So they have their boosts. And so, for a lot of these veteran players, they're running boosts and memberships that increase their nanite gain. And So I'm curious to see how that's going to play out over the course of the tournament as well. As you know, are the sales of boosts and memberships going to skyrocket during these events? Because yeah, those nanites are very crucial to hold. SKL got back on point at Nexus. They were beaten off temporarily, and it's going to go to them. So I think 1TR's play is hydroponics.
Yeah, or yeah, because they can't touch Satcom. That lost them Satcom.
Did they SKL get on Granite to stop that plan?
Nope. Granite is unsecured.
So, yeah.
It looks like Slate is possibly falling right now. I'm heading over that way. Thankfully, it's a small map, so you can get from one side to the other real quickly.
Once again, it was 6-3, and now it's back to 5-4. 1TR is in the lead. And again, we got 20 minutes left in the match, or about 19 minutes left in the match, I should say. And 1TR is definitely leading in the kills, but you can see that SKL is being pretty disciplined, and their medics are hard at work. Do you think those? I mean, do you think those kills differences are purely the Banshees? Because once again, SKL has no air, and every now and then I will see a lightning, and I'm pretty sure it's a Skyguard.
Yeah, it is, but I don't know.
Their vehicles are few and far between.
Yeah, but I mean, again, in the air, you're not on point, and SKL is pretty set up here at Slate Canyon. Looks like they have about at least 2 squads here, or at least a squad, almost 2. I don't see 1TR responding. I don't know where 1TR is. I don't see. It looks like they all went to secure. It looks like we may be trading secure for Slate again, just doing a trade back again. But if I was SKL, if they're not going to respond here, leave 6, 7 guys here, 4 guys here, head off, and then go back to Nexus Secure if you're not going to have anyone here. As I say that, 1TR has shown up with 3 guys, a medic, a heavy, and a max. They're going to be facing off against 6, it looks about 8 SKL. So I don't think that these 3 guys are going to be here.
That's at Slate?
That's Slate, yep.
But SKL doesn't have any air cover, right?
No. They do have a Valk that's trying to drop, but it's not working.
I mean, that's one of the differences is, you know, when 1TR was trying to take that base, they had air cover. And again, those walks from spawn are in the open.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Only 3 guys from 1TR showed up here, and the max died, got about 4 or 5 kills, not doing a whole lot here.
They, just so you're aware, over here at Nexus Secure, they are kind of getting pushed out a little bit, so you might see a bunch of people spawn in.
Oh yeah, I just saw a platoon drop, a squad drop. It looks like they're going to, if I was them, I'd be getting some nades in there, get the stairs, get in there, because 20 seconds left on this cap.
Yeah.
They are trying to split it. If they can split this and kill them from below, they may be able to get it.
So over here at Nexus, 1TR did get back on the point. It looks like maybe some SKL pulled off. However, once again, granted, SKL is doing it. They have slowly ticked down the timer, and now we're at a minute left on Granite. So we are hoping 1TR is noticing this.
Slate is now fallen. It is gone to... Slate has been resecured. It looks like there's a Sunday in this tunnel. Yes, there is. A Sunday in this tunnel. That they have to run down this tunnel. I have 1TR. They could just push up, rocket this Sunday, but I don't know if you want to come look at it. It's a pretty long run. So but SKL is responding in force. There are so many of them here.
This is an interesting location here. I didn't even see that when I was scoping out the bases earlier. This is, you know, this is one of the interesting things too, is most of these players are coming into this map blind.
Oh yeah.
And so that's, you know, that's another thing too, that as the tournament goes on, it's going to be really interesting to see how, you know, Sunder placements, attack avenues, and just the overall strategy changes as everyone becomes more comfortable with this map. But yeah, SKL is back on that point. 1TR did not do enough to secure it. I mean, at this point, I don't know if they're going to get it. Let me see what's going on at the rest of the map.
Yep. They're pushing back in. They're slowly working their way down. I see Rage Twisted died, pushing out, trying to give them a little bit of breathing room, but looks like only 1 or 2 TR left, and there they go down. I don't see any more TR here. All I see
18 seconds on Granite. There is a few TR here, but not a lot. If 1TR does not get here in the next like 5 seconds, Granite might fall once again.
Yep, and I think Slate, yep, there goes. Slate has fallen to SKL. I'm coming over to Granite now. They're bringing
Go to
in.
the top points. The top points. One TR resecured A, but the fight is for C. It looks like one TR's pushing C.
Yep, I see it now. I'm going in through the window. So, yep. And yeah, it looks like they managed to resecure Charlie just in time. Man, that was what? Maybe 2 seconds left on the timer?
That was very close. Now, and again, they got to be careful because they got to make sure that enough time builds back up on the timer. Because if they just leave, NC can or one oh my gosh.
SKL.
SKL. Man, I am VS at heart, viewers. So seeing blue is just instantly NC. SKL can easily come back and drop on the points again if 1TR doesn't build up enough time. And we're seeing here that 1TR though might be taking Nexus Secure.
Yep, they just managed to resecure Granite Head. All 3 of them are on point. They've got all 3 points. That's a 2-minute timer. Maybe stick around for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and then move on. Because that's going to be a lot of time. That'll get you down halfway of the timer. But
so
now...
backing up a little bit at that last slate flip, so that Sunder was in the tunnel, did the TR secure the point and leave, or did the SKL just happen to reinforce?
SKL came back in force. I would say there was probably 36 versus 12. And
8 seconds on Nexus Secure, and 1TR will be taking this. They had not enough SKL came to do the reinforcement, and unfortunately the Mosquitoes kind of tore them apart. But we'll see now. So once again, I mean, back and forth, we see both teams are taking bases, which is, again, I mean, this is good match. We're got to see how it keeps playing out, but right now, 1TR is once again in the lead.
It looks like SKL managed to take 1 point again at Granite Valley, so I'm heading over there now, or Granite Head. You know, playing on live for so many years, and then them adding names that are very similar to the live names, it's just confusing.
Yeah, yes, very much so.
Yeah, so SKL is actually on all 3 points here at Granite Head. That's going to take the timer down to a minute.
1TR is showing up, though. Their Banshees are here, trying to kill those on the outside. They're on the outside.
Yep.
They took B. A is a very easy run from the spawn room. So
yeah, it looks like they're taking A now. They managed to hold on to B. They got B back, so now it's just C. They just need to push into this powerhouse and take this.
All right, so I might call it here. I think this might be the first time it feels like SKL is actually on their back foot. Because if you look at the map right now, they do not have an attack happening. You know, even though they have the pop here, 1TR is, they sort of resecured it for a little bit, depending on what SKL's pop does. If they want to reinforce this to try to push it through. But right now, they don't have any other caps going. However, 1TR obviously did a pretty decent hold on this, or at least a delaying action, while they have a whole 2 squad that SATCOM holds together.
Yep. And, I mean, their SKL is running out of A point, trying to push over towards the Charlie and Bravo point. If anything, get on that Alpha point. Keep people on Alpha. That is the closest point to the base. It is literally...
I mean, I don't know what it looks like. Have you been down there?
At Granite Head?
I'm going down there right now.
Oh, yeah, I am. There's 1TR has left this. I don't see much 1TR here. It is all SKL.
Yeah, I mean, there's not... Ironically, one door is guarded pretty well, but the other door is not. I mean, is this coming down to inexperience? I mean, I know... I've seen 1TR guys down here at 8 points, so they gotta know it's a pretty easy run from spawn.
So pop is 60% to SKL. So I think 1TR is just trying to delay here while they take something else. I think that's exactly the plan, because they're just hitting Charlie Point right now. They know this is like where SKL likes to hold. So,
actually, interesting. So they had 2 squads at SATCOM. They are no longer there. So where's their pop going? Are they still trying to get Granite? Are they reinforcing that right now as we speak?
I don't know. There was a huge amount of pop on Charlie Point. That's all dead. Oh, yep. Here comes the pop. And they are charging towards the Alpha Point.
Well, that's only 1 point, though, and there's not a lot of time left.
They own Bravo Point already.
They
yep.
have B.
Yep.
Okay, so
they do have Bravo.
Here, I just got here.
And there they go. They've already resecured it. There's no SKL here. Very few SKL, actually. They were outside the point. And now they're just going to run and try and help out the guys at Bravo Point. Like, they've got a max. 2 maxes. Ooh, and pounders. Ooh. So, I mean, they're splitting up to hit Charlie or Bravo Point from 2 different angles. They got to do a little bit of a jump to get up here. Looks like they're having some trouble, but
So SKL did have a full squad respond to SATCOM. They've managed to secure 2 of the points. Only a few TR left here.
sorry to cut you out, but Granite had fell. SKL managed to sneak an infiltrator in behind him and capture A point. So now that is gone. So SKL is again now in the lead with 9 minutes left. So 9 minutes. What would you do here, looking at the map?
Well,
If you were 1
they
TR.
over half. Slate Canyon's already halfway through the cap. Maybe get some bodies over there. You could also argue a minute left on SATCOM. You could try to go for that because I feel like SATCOM's a little bit easier to defend than Slate Canyon. Again, that's with me not being able to play on this map personally. But just the fact that it's the 3-point base compared to the 1-point base and the way Slate Canyon's laid out. Because at this point, with 9 minutes left, putting a whole lot of pep here at Granite. I mean, 9 minutes left, you still have time to do the whole whittle it down thing.
Don't give up.
Yep.
We're still in it.
I mean, they are holding, they're set up. Now, SKL does have a beacon here at Slate. Looks like Shax is trying to kill it. He did manage to kill it, so there goes the beacon. So now they're going to have to make that run. If 1TR can get their Banshees out here, they can hold this point. They can hold the bridges pretty well with a minute left.
I mean, right now, though, I'm not actually seeing their Banshees around. They have a Lib and a Valk, but I don't know where their Banshees currently are.
I just saw one. I think they're trying to hold off. I see one like trying to hold the warp gate. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, here comes one. This one that's holding the warp gate, I think he's just trying to like play spotter for him. See what they've got coming, because it looks like, yeah, he's an AA guy. Because there's a Scythe trying to go there to kill out stuff, and he is chasing him down. Oh, he bailed.
Well, they started to get the bursters out. They're realizing that these Banshees are not allowing them to maneuver to the points. So they got to do something about their... Oh, there's the OS.
OS. Yeah, I told you that OS is critical because, boom, 20 seconds. Now they have to reset. They had to run back. They had to figure out what they're doing. They did manage to get a drop-off of this beacon, and 1TR hasn't killed the beacon.
Multiple NC beacons.
3,
now,
yep.
Beacons were fixed, so it is a minute cooldown to be able to spawn back in on them.
Is it a minute? I thought it was 30 seconds.
30 seconds, yeah, sorry, correction. Oh, and more, another, so there are now 3 squads in SKL here. They do not want NTR. I feel like the entire
6 seconds.
coming to this base.
4, 3, 2, 1. They managed to save it. 2 seconds, but it's not over yet. Revive Nay galore. Will they manage to hold this?
Well, this time it looks like TR does have that Sunny in that tunnel. So if they can get back in there now, every second that they waste, it's going to be another second longer to cap. So we're slowly running out of time to cap other bases. SATCOM was completely kicked out. It looks like SKL did a feint at Nexus Secure, but 1TR managed to save that for the time being. Granite is still doing a slow tick. 1TR has kept all 3 points there, and it's burning.
I think Slate's fallen. I don't think 1TR can get it back.
Not with the current push. I mean, so here's the question. Do you keep the top here and try to get Granite lower? Or do you just give it up and try to have them leave and then you can come back?
I mean, personally, have my pop try and stay here. If I was 1TR, squad or 2 here, maybe a squad. Do what they're doing now. Just harass them. Make them think that we're coming back while I capture Granite, and then once Granite's almost secure, or if we do secure it, drop everyone.
1TR is here. They had a bunch of drops.
Fuck.
All 4 beacons are down, so all 4 squads are here.
And they are pounding this point. Now, gotta remember, SKL did have maxes. 1TR's coming in with no maxes. But SKL set up on the point with resonates coming out.
As soon as they saw those drops, if I was SKL, I would have dropped an OS.
Yep.
That's just me. All right, let's see here. Let's make sure we're keeping an eye. Granite. So SKL did resecure Granite. They're securing the points right now. There's no TR left here. All 3 points are back in SKL's favor.
I mean,
it almost looks like that's what they're doing. They're going all in for Slate.
Here comes the S. Yep, the OS is coming off. Be careful, it will throw you in an ops cam. They're double OSing. But 1TR's in that building. Like, you can't push into that building. It's going to hold you off the bridges.
They only added about 50 seconds to a minute left. So now, and NC's going to have to cross those bridges. So let's see.
If I was 1TR right now, I would drop it. Drop an OS on that bridge.
spend what you got. There's no reason not to.
Yep, that would probably kill almost all of them, make them delay, or force them to push up to you. They would have nowhere to go. Here comes the OS. They dropped it on themselves because they know they'll kill any maxes that push inside the point.
Kills NC maxes, kills NC beacons, pushes any of the NC on the outside away.
Yep, there it goes. Now,
and if TR didn't have a whole lot of maxes themselves, it's not that big of a loss.
I don't think they had any. If maybe they had one.
You know, we don't have construction, so there's no routers to worry about.
Yep. Here comes an VS Max. Oh, there it goes. The point has fallen. The
Back, I'm gonna head
base.
over to Nexus Secure. SKL is currently kind of ghost capping it.
Okay.
But once again, it's flipped. Here with less than 5 minutes left, once again, the lead has flipped. This is indeed turned into a close match.
Man, I wish we would have been keeping track how many times this has flipped. This has got to be the best match I've seen by far.
SKL is reinforcing Nexus Secure in fourth. There are now at least 2 squads here.
Well, they tried to drop again on Slate, and 1TR said, fuck that, this is ours, get the fuck out. All right, so now we got 4 minutes left, so that pulls Slate out of contention now.
I think Nexus Secure is the last one.
That
if
or
SKL can flip
Granite
it, they'll
Head.
take it again. You got to do all 3 points, though, which 1TR is going there to looks like to preemptively do it. But SKL has to take a base here. They need to stay on Nexus Secure. They need to get their bodies here because for them, this is kind of the last base.
Yeah. Once 1TR takes this, they have to be on the attack. They need to resecure this and then get all on attack.
1TR is starting to show up, but again, I think it's at least 3 of the SKL squads are here.
Yeah, but beacons are falling while 1TR is dropping more beacons. There's a lot of maxes here, man. If I could, I would drop an OS, but they've already used 2 OSs.
They used a bunch of them, and they used them late in the match, so they don't have time to build another one.
Yeah, if anything, 1TR may be able to get another one out. They may have dropped it with enough time, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember when they dropped the first one.
Yep. I'm sitting here watching the double doors to this, and they're just maxes.
They're trying to push in, man, but ooh.
I'm watching Rage, who is the leader, or he is leading them.
A bunch of NTR maxes are heading that way. It's a long run, though.
VS.
Only 40 seconds left. Here they come. The maxes are coming towards the lower door. They need to start pushing in, and they're going to have to try to get bodies on that point. First max in the door.
They're holding 1TR. 1TR has managed to pull a lot of them up to this top, the second floor. So if they can push in off that bottom ground, they may be able to actually take it because the point is on the ground.
I think the bottom maxes fell. The ones that pushed the bottom door did indeed fall. SKL looks like they might hold this.
There's a max. He's got no health left.
1TR needs a lot of medics. They need to... Oh, man.
They're on point. They have bodies on point. They just need to get those resonates out. But
4 seconds.
Nope.
Over. Another switch last minute, and SKL probably just stole the match. There is not enough time for any of the bases left on the map. That's it. SKL has won.
Yep. There's nothing that can be flipped now. That is the match. Nothing official. We won't officially call it. In case our maps are bugged for some reason.
Yeah, or the game's bugged. But as it stands right now, SKL owns more. Now, if you notice, though, again, maybe when the alert's over, the points will switch a little bit. But 1TR actually has more points. So again, how those points factor into the overall tournament. So even though they lost this one, they might end up with more points. Who knows how that's going to play out? If those points are inaccurate.
So there is only 4 matches. So if it's a 2v2 and SKL has less of the nanite icon, I don't know exactly what that icon is, has less of those than 1TR, 1TR will go to the semifinals over SKL.
So, I mean, it's something to keep in mind here, and definitely a very interesting match. I am looking forward. You did say we are getting a representative from each out for a interview? Is that
yes, correct? So we will have Captain Cox from 1TR and Rage Twisted from SKL, who, from what I was told, were the platoon squad leads. I'm not exactly sure, but they're the leads for this event. So we will see how that takes into effect.
So, you know, that's the final map. That's how it looks as we're slowly running out of time here. 10 seconds. A bunch of GGs out in chat there in the yell, so that's good to see. Seems like everyone is still in good spirits.
Yep. I mean, it was a good match. This is probably one of the best matches I've seen here. And there it goes. Sokar's Legion, SKL, is victorious. We'll be kicked from this map in about 20 seconds. We'll head to the Sanctuary. I'll be flying in Obs Cam over in the Sanctuary so we can see Sanctuary, how it is looking. But that is a great match. And I just see Cox join TS, so he's already here, almost. That was a great match from SKL and 1TR, especially for 1TR. You know, they did lose the yesterday. They lost who they thought they were fighting, so they actually had to change up their plan maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that little mix up, how that affected 1TR, and see what they did to adapt. I mean, who knows? I mean, because if they were playing yesterday, maybe some of their key players weren't around today. They had to sub them out. Who knows? So yeah, we'll definitely have to stay tuned for the interviews and see how it went. The hard part now is remembering what happened in this match, because so much happened. Trying to go back to the beginning and remember is actually going to be pretty difficult for me.
I mean, that was a lot going on there. Just the flips and capturing.
And then while we wait for them to join us, I'm going to take a quick 15-second break to go grab another drink.
I think this is a good view for anyone that is watching. Let me know what you think. Also for everyone that is following, Fluffy and Legendary Fruit Loop, thank you for the gifted subs and the bits. Really appreciate that. I see Cox is here. I'm going to grab him.
User was moved to your channel.
And I will send his name. Hard to remember. Hey, Cox. I'm just trying to see if Rage will join us as well. That was a crazy match. Very good match. Snipe had to step away to grab a drink. He'll be right back, and then we'll be starting with the interviews. But that was just a crazy match. The point flips just back and forth were ridiculous.
Yeah, it was definitely very good. Very fun.
Hello.
Welcome.
Rage. Great match. I was just telling Cox that was a great match. The point flips going back and forth. Just great.
Yeah, there was a lot that went on. I'd say fighting for the middle of the map was definitely the most stressful part about this. I haven't seen a point like A point ever. It's quite a interesting point for that base. B and C, definitely interesting as well. The caps determining who wins at the end, that is very, very interesting. And yeah, it's something that we will see a lot of, I bet, in the entire season. Just those last second decisions.
Yeah, one of the things we were talking about is, I know 1TR played as Vikings yesterday, so they got a little preview of the map, so they knew a little bit more about the map, whereas you guys haven't been on the map. Maybe you guys played a little bit during the test, but y'all haven't really seen the map. So do y'all think that the strategies are going to change as the season goes on, we start seeing more and more captures?
I think that there's a good chance that our strategy personally will change as the season goes on. There's a lot of things that we could touch up on, especially in the topic of covering your weaknesses. I think that's what every team needs to learn right now as the games progress. Every team's going to have their weaknesses. Ours was definitely armor. We almost had no dedicated air or armor, and we had to make up for that this game by temporary pulls and stuff that were basically band-aid solutions. there were a lot of mistakes to our Band-Aid solutions that we eventually realized pretty much at the end of the game that we will definitely be able to take to game 2. So I think it's just covering your bases and what you're actually weak on. You have to figure that out now in these first few games and then take it for the rest of the season.
Yep. I mean, I agree there. I know 1TR had the Banshees, but I felt like the Banshees were not as effective when y'all were in the point rooms. Y'all were hiding downstairs. You were hiding away from the windows, managing to hold out against the Banshees. I know Snipe called it out a few times too. Hopefully he's back by now.
Yes, I am. I've been here.
And I bet Captain Cox had a dedicated air squad, most likely. Either that or there was quite a few people in the air. We were almost completely locked out of the air. We noticed about mid-game that there was also a anti-air prowler squad sitting at our warp gate. That was also pretty interesting. We could not get any aircraft up at all, so it was definitely throwing us for a bit of a loop there. We were trying to get pulls and we just couldn't. So there was definitely value in their air. There would have been immense value actually if we pulled more air, in my opinion. If we pulled more air, they would have kept more people down, not doing anything. It's just sort of a matchup thing where our team, SKL, did not have any real dedicated air. So if air is just flying around, not doing a whole lot, especially if they have air-to-air loadouts, that's the reason why. It's definitely not going to be the same on against other teams, but just today, that's the reason why air performed like it did. And I thought that the Banshees were extremely annoying. I forget the base to the northwest that we were fighting over, not the 3 point, but the 1 point. We could not get on point to save our lives, and that was because of the Banshees. Yeah, Slate. So Slate was a definite pain. I'd say that is definitely the number one base that we've seen so far to hold with air. And every other base, it's very, very difficult to get people off the point once they're on it. And there's quite a bit of cover, especially when, from point, let's say B to C in the middle base, there's actually quite a bit of cover just from the walls. So we were able to run right past the Banshee sometimes and get beacons on the adjacent side of the base. So that's definitely, it's just learning how to play around the Banshees after you assess that your enemy is actually pulling a lot of air to ground. It's just working around whatever your opponent has, and that's what we were trying to focus on, number one.
How do you feel about the fights at Slate, Cox? I know that seemed to be where y'all were fighting the most at during the entire match, it felt like, from our perspective.
Yeah, we focused on Slate mainly because what the middle base is, Gorge, I think, kept getting contested, so we couldn't push to hydroponics.
Okay, so that was the reason for fighting there?
Yeah.
So speaking of granite, that's the middle base. Was it a conscious decision, or just kind of how it played out? Because both sides kind of did the whole, old school tactic of just slowly whittle away at the timer, and once you got it below that certain threshold, pop dump it and try to actually capture it. Was that a conscious decision for both teams? Or
Yes.
Was that just kind of the way it played out?
I mean, the goal is to start a timer with, 3 people, half a squad, whatever, and then when you actually need everyone in the last 50 seconds, then you pop dump it. And it's a lot about just rotating to the right bases to pop dump.
Yeah, I agree. There were a lot of times where there were 1 or 2 people capping, back capping bases, ghost capping, and we had to send actually pretty high value infantry players high high stats infantry players to go and make sure that those fires are out. So just for a player by player basis in efficiency, I think that is a pretty efficient plan, especially when those squad members can just redeploy right after they lose point, after either team sweeps them up. I think that taking the ghost cap strategy is definitely something we're going to be considering in our future matches as well. That was very smart.
Another question we had, and both of you, one is just the mechanics of it, and two, kind of your strategies around it, is your outfit resources. Not to give the game away here, but were you looking to utilize them, or were you trying to save them for OS moments, or are you? And then also two, did you have any plans to like burn stuff early and then claim missions and build stuff throughout the match? Have someone on the outside go claim missions at Sanctuary?
Well, in previous Outfit Wars where the timer was an hour and 30, I definitely think that there was more pressure to do that in the past on Desolation. But now, I mean, as you probably saw at that Northwest base that I keep forgetting the name of, when I ended up double OSing, I actually almost didn't kill anyone in that point. So that's something to consider now. Double OSs do not wipe like they used to. I don't know if something changed or if the damage got reduced or something like that, but a double OS wiping all off a point is usually a very valid strategy. We tried that. It did not work. We ended up not being able to get to point. And it's something that honestly I'm considering just changing the loadout entirely, because orbital strikes just on this map, they are really not that useful unless they are breathing down your Nexus base.
Obviously, the OS moment where you did the double OS, we just pre-tossed resonades and got through it, and then we dropped our own OS immediately after because we assumed you would be Valk or Gal dropping right after the OSs, which I assume was the plan. So OS right there.
Speaking from the outside, the plan was to rush across the bridges from what I saw.
Yeah, we had most of our members redeploying, and it was on, I think, a 50-second notice when the cap was down to 50 seconds. So most of us took hard spawns. On review of that, not the best play. I think we could have played that better, definitely. Dropping from the outside is the way to go, especially when 1TR had so many Banshees that were messing us up. Like I said, that was the number one Banshee base or air-to-ground base that we were getting creamed at. So dropping that base instead of rushing across the main spawn would have been the better play, but we didn't know at that time if we had time for it. So we just dropped the double OS and hoped that the main spawn rush would be enough. In the end, it wasn't, but we recovered.
Sticking with the match before we move on to the overall Outfit Wars, is there any moment other than maybe those kind of the OS there, any other moments where you feel like you sort of made a bad call that you think like, oh, we screwed up?
Well,
at the end, going for the southernmost base instead of the middle gorge, the 2-minute base, when we had, I think, 3 minutes on the clock, maybe a bit more.
Oh, so you went for the resecure when there was plenty of time. You could have just went and captured a different base and just flipped it, basically.
Yep.
At the score. Gotcha. Okay. And you, Rach, what were you saying?
I would say that it's a hard. That's a hard question to answer. It's mostly due to just reactionary calls. A lot of our calls were just purely reactionary. What is 1TR doing at this moment? What do you think that they're thinking? And what do you think that we're going to do after it? Was basically our command comms. So I could definitely go back at the VOD and pick apart some mistakes at what we were doing. It's just hard at the moment to exactly pinpoint those mistakes because they were just, like I said, they're all reactionary.
There was one point at Slate that I really liked from y'all, SKL, where you guys had a Sunday in that tunnel. I had not noticed that tunnel till like right before I saw your guys start trailing down that tunnel. One TR managed to resecure the point, and then y'all just came and forced down that tunnel off the Sunday and just.
That was Slate. Actually, that was 1TR's idea that we stole mid-game.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah, we
do
saw
what you
the
gotta
cloak
do.
bus. We actually, Alpha dropped on Slate, and there was a cloak bus there, and it was placed by 1TR. And we eventually killed it, and then we reported on it in command chat, I believe. And then, yeah, I guess at some point someone also pulled up that anvil or a bus in general and then parked it in the same spot. It's a good bus spot.
Yeah, I would agree there. I mean, you can't. It's hard to get armor there. You can just rush your forces down the tunnel, but it does leave you open to being smashed, I guess is the best word, because you are in a tunnel.
Sutter Miles, you remember that moment when I was like, I saw the anvil and their Sunday just disappeared. I guess it was destroyed. Looking back, I'm pretty sure it was in the tunnel.
Oh yeah, when you
or that early in the match, I didn't notice it. And just real quick, going back to Rage with what you said about kind of being reactive, it felt outside looking in, right? So obviously we see everything and we aren't worried about all the in-moment calls and all that stuff. So yeah, definitely looking outside in. First 25 minutes, you look pretty solid. Around the 20, maybe 15-minute left mark, it did start to feel like that. You guys were kind of on your back foot, but I mean, there in the end, you guys clearly were able to flip it back around and re-engage and be proactive again. So obviously things to work on, but definitely good call and good work throughout the match. Sunrise, do you have anything else match specific, or do we want to open up a little bit to the whole outfit wars in general?
The only other thing was the openers. One TR seemed to have decided to take air to start and then drop out, where SKL, y'all tried to hold air at the start, and then, like you said, you lost the air game. So it was, y'all were holding the air for the first 4 or 5 minutes, and then it just felt like the air disappeared from y'all immediately after that. Was the one thing major that I noticed.
I feel like I wasn't in 100% knowledge, didn't know 100% sure of what 1TR started. I'm not sure if they started in all air, but just saying from our starter and what happened as a result of it, we actually came on top on air. We won the first air battle, at least until 1TR started repulling. That pretty much surprised everyone, actually. All the squad leads were surprised. We did not expect to win air at all. We actually expected to just immediately turtle on the ground. So it kind of caught us off guard there. In future matches, I think the experience that we have here will help us just keep building that airplay that we need. I think off the opener, winning that initial air ball is very, very important because it allows you to basically just drop on any base that they choose. And from the map screen, you can pretty much determine where your enemy is going and how many squads they're sending just before you drop it. And you have at that point, you have 2 minutes 30 to drop it. So winning the air ball initially is vital. And yeah, I think we were just very surprised on our end that we were able to win. It's probably not going to go like that in our future games. Hopefully it will. But yeah, like I said before, our air game is not as strong initially, but it is something that we're working towards, and hopefully we can get more permanent pilots in the air to kind of cover some of the bases that we're at here and there, but something we're working on.
It is ironic that you won more air because I'm watching the Whatever internal debrief chat, and one of the ideas, because we had 6 people in tanks rolling around, not in one ball, but rolling around, and 12 in air, and I think we did pretty well with that setup, but in the end, we could not out-tempo 4 squads full of infantry with, 2.5 with 12 air and 6 armor. So we're actually talking about numbers comp for that. Speaking of, granted, it probably would have gone. It's based on who you fight, I think.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Like you play with the outfit and the resources you have, and sometimes having too much of a good thing leaves you with not enough of something else.
That makes sense. I'm looking at the kills right now, and I don't know if y'all have seen the statistics yet.
Oh no, Link.
I can get you one here in a minute. Looks like 1TR, you guys had 1,500 kills, and SKL had 1,300 kills with almost equal revives across the board between the two of y'all. 611 for 1TR and 632 for SKL, which at the start, I believe it was SKL was up by 100. Snipe, I believe, is one time when we checked, we saw that.
Yeah, 1TR was kind of leading the kills for most of the match that I was kind of keeping an eye on, and then but SKL had a good lead on the revives. So seeing 1TR's revives kind of catch up, and I wonder if that's just again because 1TR was so vehicle heavy at the start and SKL was so infantry heavy at the start. That's just kind of naturally the way it's going to go.
Yeah, looking at those statistics, they're definitely the most interesting statistics that I think I've seen in any Outfit Wars game so far. I did not expect that at all. It looks like those, I mean, yeah, we could see those Banshees put in work. A lot of kills coming in, especially from that. I suppose that the dropped HSR is the API detecting probably more Banshee kills and marking them as body shots. So we could definitely see that those Banshees in that air came in very strong, extremely strong. It's just that, like Cox said, it's more of the fact that they weren't geared towards an all infantry play. It would have worked against let's say if half my Delta squad got transferred into armor or air at all points in the match. If that happened and we were even infantry v infantry, I think the statistics basically show what would have happened here. But it's just that our infantry was so slippery, they got to where they needed to be so fast. And sometimes the 1TR air was stuck outside with no visibility. I think that was the determining factor here.
I agree. I think that's all I have for the actual match. I don't know if you have any questions about Outfit Wars itself for these guys. Snipe?
Yeah, I have two. I have two kind of main ones. I'm not sure how long you guys have. But the first one is obviously since we're still early on in this iteration of Outfit Wars, the number one question obviously is your opinions on the new 1v1 format. I think most agree it's probably better for this type of competitive match. But is it kind of what you expected, and just your overall opinions on the new format?
Format is great. I think the bases are going to take a little bit of getting used to. I think the points on them, some of them are awkward, and we haven't even seen, or at least SKL has not seen all the bases yet. We didn't actually fight at all of them this time. So getting more review from especially VODs and every sort of bit of information that we can get. Just learning the bases is going to be step number one from here on out. I love this format. I think that the 1v1 format should have been tested straight from the get-go. Although the 1v1v1 format was just a giant fiesta. When it was right, it was really fun. But when it was wrong and when you got double teams, that was not fun at all, especially against the outfits that were specifically double teaming. That was probably one of the worst experiences from Outfit Wars, if not, I think, the worst experience potentially. I don't think SKL got double teamed that hard in the last Outfit Wars, if pretty much at all. Unfairly double teamed is what I mean. But yeah, I think that removing the possibility of double teaming really allows the outfit v outfit format to shine. And oh boy, is it fun still. It is a lot of fun. A bit stressful, but a lot of fun.
I definitely enjoyed this format more than I initially thought I would when they announced it, the change from Desolation to Nexus, because I was a big fan of Desolation. But I still kind of wish that we had some way to fight on Desolation.
I mean, Desolation
That
bases
is-
kind of have came to Osher. Some of them are there. Just
Yeah, but
you
it's
don't fight
Osher.
them. I mean, it's something, okay?
True, true.
But
I
the
mean-
big
I mean-
thing with Desolation that Nexus does not have nearly as much of is planning prior, and planning out, oh, you're going to build a base here, or you're going to do this and continue to see that. Whereas this is way more similar to regular high tempo live play, or kind of lane smash ish. It's still very fun, and I am happily surprised with how much fun the actual matches are when you get a match. But yeah, it's okay.
So regarding that comment there about the kind of you don't have the ability to plan ahead, is that just the nature of the map as is? Is the fact that you can't even get in and see the map?
Neither. It's not so much that you don't have the option to. There's just significantly less need to do near as much planning for Nexus as there is for the Desolation map and the Desolation
Gotcha,
format,
okay.
which I like both formats.
So I can't remember which interview it was. It was one of the matches from yesterday. I think one of the European ones. They did make a comment for the map Nexus as it stands right now. What is your guys' feeling on the base timers? Because like that middle base, if you do get all 3 points, it's only 2 minutes. Do you think the flow of the map was actually good? And obviously your match was competitive. You guys were flipping back and forth. So do you actually feel like that stuff works, or would you like to see longer base caps? Kind of the default 4 minutes across the board, or kind of what's your opinions on that?
Man, me personally, I wish that the timers were flipped. I wish the middle base took longer to cap and the outside bases took less time to cap. I feel like that 2 minute cap timer or that 2 minute 30 cap timer in the middle was just, that was a fiesta. I mean, I had to look at the map every like 15 seconds, 30 seconds to just check that nobody was attacking that base because you could lose it really that fast.
So all the 3-point bases, once they are capped, it is a 2-minute cap after that. So
Yeah,
that
I
would
think
be
that's-
Granite, Satcom, and
The one on the north
yeah,
gorge or something.
yeah, Gorge.
Yeah. Kind of wish that all the bases except for the final Nexus base were 2 minutes, actually.
Yeah, either keep them all the same or
Yeah. Like, I do like that the middle bases are a quick timer, because not only does it make it for a quick high tempo middle of the map play, but also the quick timer means that if you are trying to push up to the next base, like Slade or like Hydroponics or the other two, you don't need to wait as long for the timer to tick down all the way for, I don't know, however long it would be since you resecured it. There's more uptime after you fix or take the middle bases, which I like.
And what about the overall match length, 45 minutes? How does that feel to you guys?
feels perfect.
Pretty good.
Better
Yeah.
than an hour and a half. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because you have to have that prep time beforehand.
It's definitely a sweet spot. Yeah.
All right, that's good to hear that. I mean, it sounds like a lot of what they've done with this iteration of Outfit Wars is working for you guys. Obviously, There's plenty of bugs that we hope they get on top of, you know, scheduling and all that stuff. Outside looking in, I don't know if you guys are, you know, the whole wins versus losses versus the actual point system and all that stuff. That could use some explaining. But yeah, it feels the matches themselves are actually feeling pretty good just from the outside looking in. So I'm glad to hear that you guys are kind of feeling the same thing.
I am glad that we we didn't get any of our members put onto the other team this time, and
Yeah.
the SKL wasn't able to. Yeah,
I saw that in the VOD. I was reviewing the Viking VOD, and my jaw dropped when that happened.
we had about 5 people that were put onto
5,
their team. Yes,
and one of them
5.
pulled a Velk.
Oh, they played for the team fully.
What?
Yeah.
So
They were killing us, fighting, you know, pulling AA. Yeah.
I
mean,
don't
hey,
know what
wait a-
happened there. I'm going to leave that up to Rel to answer. For those EU members, it is a holiday weekend for Americans, so probably we'll see something come out on Tuesday from the devs. Hopefully Wednesday, Thursday we get a patch, so that way some of the stuff will be fixed for next week's matches.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully the timing and the timer dates are right for this upcoming set.
Yeah, let's keep that the number one prio.
Yeah.
I don't think y'all realize we went through 7 or 8 zones before we finally found y'all. So we're trying to figure out which match y'all are, jumping into them and being like, oh, look, here's a VS member. Let me see. Nope, that's not an SKL member. On to the next match.
Well, we thought we were playing 17 BR yesterday
Oh,
at 8 o'clock.
I was
Yeah.
going to stream that match, and I thought that it was 7. I thought it became 1 TL versus NCCR, but no, it was 17 BR versus NCCR. And NCCR, from what they told me, they had an all call, and they were just anyone that wanted to play was jumping into play. Like they didn't know what was going on, and they still managed to win that match yesterday. So I mean, that's good on them.
Yeah, definitely. When I heard about that, I was immediately relieved as we were sitting in our TeamSpeak, vainly hoping to get the Warp to Nexus button. I was extremely thankful that it wasn't the opposite way around, where we thought our match was on Saturday and it was actually last night. That would have been definitely worse, way worse.
I agree on that. I
It's always
do.
kinks to work out.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
For you, Rage, it does look like Inlux is ready to fight you. They're going off in Sanctuary 3, demanding to fight SKL.
Oh, well, we were expecting to fight them yesterday. But, yeah, that was our switch. We were about to fight them.
I think
I'll
Alex is going to
accept
play
that
RCN
challenge.
6 next time. Based on
well,
points.
I'm not sure how the point system works. Like I said, we'll probably find out Monday on how it all works together and how everything will work out.
I don't know if that is accurate, but I have seen that. Oh shit, are we going to have a rematch?
That'd be crazy.
According to this, yes.
I mean, we'll have to play it by ear and see how it works out.
Oh,
I won't.
Rage, are we the new Help versus B-Way?
Maybe. Might be happening.
Like I said,
Honestly, I wouldn't be upset. This was a good match.
yeah.
That was
And
an awesome match.
I do want to throw it out that we as Plantside Battles, we are not the facilitators of the matches. We have nothing to do with the matches. We are just streaming, and we are thrown for a loop when everyone else is. We have no knowledge of what's happening until it happens.
Way to pass the buck mile. Jeez.
If you want, I can send you the VOD where I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but 1TR is supposed to be here. I have Cox sending me messages saying he's not here. I don't know what's going on. And then we're like,
DMs
oh,
I was getting DMs from people asking if we were throwing against 17 BR. Like, no, we can't get in the match. What are you
We
talking about
didn't.
throwing?
We didn't even know who was in the match until we finally got captures, and we're like, "Oh, look, that is 17 BR. Oh, look, that is that person." So we know who's in the match finally. That's how bad it was for us. So I can imagine everyone's frustration.
I feel very bad for Rel and the crew, especially at this happening on Labor Day weekend. I do not envy them the shitstorm they are going to come back to. Hopefully on Tuesday. I hope that they are not burning the holiday weekend oil on this.
Well,
I hope they're having
Rel
fun.
has been around. He's been in contact with the PSB staff because again, they're the ones that are hosting most of these matches, and they're the ones with all the cam accounts. So he has been working with them. So he's been around and he's put out some communication. Now, what they're doing on the back end as far as the actual dev work, yeah, it's going to be a very busy week next week for them. But it's they introduced this format, so now they got to figure out how to make it work correctly. So we'll hope the best, because obviously, if we're going to go down this path, we all want it to go down well and work and be smooth, so we, all those participating can enjoy it to its fullest.
I agree. I do have one question, Cox, because you probably know it. What is the diamond icon for on the record?
The what?
So everyone gets like points. Do you know what those
yeah.
are?
Those are, okay, important. I thought that was the points to win for the first half of the match. I did not know it was based on final captures like in alert. So I was looking at our number higher and going, "Oh, we're winning, and then that was not correct. I realized not at the end, but earlier before. But in a tiebreaker scenario at the very end of the season, or what have you, or right now with the thing I just linked, that list, I think that those are the points that go in the actual ranking listing thing. Because you can see all the teams' points on there for if you win, you get 10,000 points plus however many points you got during the match, those diamonds.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe that that's how it works. I don't know that from Vikings because we ended with 8 bases. I didn't really pay attention to how we were winning.
Okay.
I mean, it seemed to be as the match went on, it was consuming points and divvying them out to both sides. So I don't know.
Well, I think that's because if you look, if a team wins very quickly and then wins it with a warp gate touch at the end, then they get more points because they won faster. I believe that that's how that works. Pretty sure.
Yeah. We saw him up there. We weren't sure. I figured if anyone, considering you're in 2 outfit wars, you may know what was happening. So that's why I just wanted to ask.
It's more up in the air for this one. I was informed a little bit before the match on how the win condition actually went, especially on the VOD reviews. It definitely surprised me, to say the least, that you would win by bases and not by the points like it was in the previous Outfit Wars.
Yeah, that was a bit of a loop, yeah.
So
that's
actually, I found out there is a info button that you can push. Tiebreaker points, they're 500. Every minute for each base, you get 2 points from the pool. So basically, the more bases you have, every minute you get more points, and they're used as a tiebreaker. Should, I guess, win and loss record results in a tie, the tiebreakers are used. So the more points you have, if you were tie broken, you would actually win the tiebreaker and you could move on. So it's kind of what I thought they were for, but I wasn't sure.
All right, now we know.
Yeah. Well, it's always good to read. I don't do that very often, I like to pound sand, but it works. I don't have anything else, Snipe. I don't know if you do.
I mean, I was gonna ask, and I'm not sure if you actually answered it, but kind of as we sign off here, if you have a um, you're kind of most looking forward to match, like who do you want to play? Um, like who you're looking forward to for your whether it's the next match or um, just throughout the tournament. If you had your choice, who would you pick to fight? And kind of sign off and give your shout outs.
We can start with you, Cox.
I wanted to play AOD. We thought we were playing AOD this weekend, and then 17BR, then back to AOD, then SKL. I want a rematch with Goater and KN1 from last Outfit Wars as well. Yeah.
And for me, the number one is definitely going to be Nlux because they called us out in Yell Chat. And after that, the
I
other
hope you get
typical.
that.
Oh, they are still calling you out, by the way.
Yeah,
it has moved on to where's my SKL step bro or where is my SKL. So
I'm glad it just moved on to that, not something worse. But
it's hidden, so
anyways.
they can't. It can't. Chat can't see it, so they
Oh,
also
okay.
are throwing a
Good,
fit that
good.
I'm hiding it.
Yeah, keep hiding it. So after that, NCCR, AODR, Outfit Wars 1 and 2, we're coming after you. We're getting a rematch. Those are definitely the highest value targets for us right now. I really want a rematch with AODR and NCCR. That's going to be a lot of fun for all of us, I think.
All right. Do you guys want to send a shout out to any of your members that did a lot for y'all during this match?
Well, of course, my squad leads definitely. Knock, Horus, Calamity.
Yeah, same to our squad leads. Ops, and then Face and Stroff and Pank in the air, and Alba. And then all the... we have a lot of... It's a conglomeration of outfits. I kind of feel bad that I'm the only one here. We have a plethora of outfits playing with us. We have RPN, Vindicators, Coffee, 784, and then solos or twos from a couple other outfits like HAO and a few others. Of the, I think our full tally for interest, like for amount of people who want to play that we're trying to rotate in and out, is about 115 players.
Can I join?
No, we're full. What did you? I just said we have 115 people to rotate.
Hey, I had to try.
All right.
It's actually nuts. It's way more than us.
Yeah, well, I want to say maybe half, maybe a bit over half of that is 1TR, and then the rest is a smattering of the other outfits.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, I thank y'all for giving us the time for the post interview with y'all. Good luck in your training this next week. I know SKL's been using Jaeger. I really haven't seen 1TR on there. Maybe we'll start seeing y'all on there a little bit. It's always available, as y'all know.
Where?
Jaeger.
Oh, that thing.
I know you hate Jaeger. It's okay.
I don't hate Jaeger, but it's very useful for boats and server smash.
Okay.
Community Smash, too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Shit, community smash.
No. If you start talking about that, I will ban you from this team speak.
Fucking do it. Do it. You won't.
Yeah. But
From my end, I just want to thank you guys for a good fight. You know, as an observer, it was definitely an entertaining fight to observe and partake in from the little cam account. And just for your kind of own benefit, as a little tidbit here as we sign off, we did do a poll before the start of the match, and last I had checked it, the chat had 1TR the 60-40 chance of winning. So there was definitely an upset.
79% for
Fucking
1TR.
Oh, there you go, 79. Okay, so it did go up at the end. So congrats, SKL, and definitely look forward to both of you as the tournament progresses, and good luck to you and your guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
gentlemen.
game to SKL. It
GG
was a lot of
1TR.
fun. It was extremely close.
Yeah. Now, Snipe, as they leave, questions for you. Who do you think's going to win the Connery matches for tonight?
I don't even know who's playing. And the bigger question is, do I know who the Connery outfits are?
You know one of them.
Cox, go do your debrief. Same with you, Rage.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all on live in about 20 minutes, okay? I'm coming
All
for you,
right.
Cox.
All right.
All right, we'll have
Still-
everyone else.
You guys
Thank you.
too.
User
See ya.
disconnected from
So
your
we have
channel.
Waytac versus the Wild Cards. Wild Cards is from Plantside 1, so you should know them. What are these guys doing? Inlux needs to figure out what they're doing. They're sitting there just cloaking and decloaking on stream. So I don't know. I think for that one I'd give it myself. I'd give it to the Wild Cards. That will actually be hosted by Helios. I'm going to mispronounce his name on purpose. Then we have Recursion versus D1RE. I think that one's probably pretty set, right?
Man, you're lucky if I know Emerald outfits.
It's Recursion.
I mean, yes. I mean, I would tentatively go with them. You know, I would lean their way for sure until I learn more about Dire. But, yeah, Recursion can put together a good group, guys. So,
Yep.
get some very skilled players.
Yep. And then the other two matches I really don't know anything about, so I'm not going to mention them because when I played on Connery, it was about 4 or 5 years ago. So I'm not 100% sure of those anymore.
So for those that are listening, did you show the? No, you're still on that. So the other two matches are, I lost it. Where'd it go? Sammy versus Fate and UN17 versus Hammered HMRD.
Yep, that's correct.
So those are the other matches. There's 4 matches tonight. And yeah. Unfortunately, I can't help you on there. So that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means 16 outfits signed up on Connery. That's pretty good. That's a good
Yep.
number of outfits over there.
I agree. It was a great match.
So yeah, and thanks for inviting me to come join you. It was very interesting to actually be able to see it live there, being able to control my own camera view instead of just watching Twitch streams. And we picked a good one, man. This was a close fight, slugging it out back and forth, and SKL managed to pull out the win.
I do agree there. I think that will probably do it for us on the stream. I don't know about you if you're going to go play some live, but I was probably going to hop on live for about 30 minutes or so and hang out if anyone. So I'll probably see you over in Discord here in a little bit. Other than that, thank you everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. It was a great match. Other than that, I really don't think there's much else for us to say, minus, go Vanu.
Does Planetside Battles, do they have a outward facing site that lists all the streams? I know
What I
kind of
linked
internal.
you is
Okay.
actually that is external.
Oh, the spreadsheet is external.
Yes, it's linked
Okay.
on all the other channels. I can link it
Gotcha,
in chat
okay.
for everyone too.
Yeah, link it in chat. Let them be able to know what matches are when and who's going to be streaming them if anyone's picked them up, in case they want to check them out. Because we'll see what other matches are out there. And all you viewers out there, thank you for tuning in. Spread the word. Let's hype up Outfit Wars and share the joy of Planetside.
I agree. Thank you, sir. I will talk to you later.
Peace out.